Ohio State, Penn State, a game so good, it needed its own episode. We already did the college football episode. If you didn't see it, go ahead and check it out. It was on Thursday we posted it. Every week we gave out a Mortal Lock parlay. We're giving away $1,000. You already know the deal if you've been around.
Oh, you know.
This is a game that has massive playoff implications.
Everything.
Massive Big 12 implications.
Ten.
Massive
Big 10.
Big 10 implications. And massive Ryan emotional, health implications.
Yeah.
So Ohio
Badly.
State on the road, Penn State. It's a morning game, 12 p.m. slate. Ohio State 3.5-point road favorites, total 46.5. Obviously, Ryan, we're starting with you. You're a favorite again, going on the road again against the top 5 ranked Big 10 team again.
Love it. No, I love it.
Seems like a lot of familiarity.
No, I love it. This is everything I want to see in a game with Ryan Day coaching against another top 5 team.
He's built for these
I love
spots.
it. He's built for this spot. Win or lose, he is built for these spots.
Yeah.
So just a lot of losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game. So last time we had that Oregon discussion, I wasn't too confident. I thought we were going to win. I definitely thought we were going to cover, but I wasn't too confident because of Oregon's scoring and Dylan Gabriel being obviously a Heisman favorite now. Very troublesome. This team, though, I don't think they're good. They might not have Drew Lar. It's going to be a game time decision, I think, for him, personally speaking.
By the time this comes out, it might be announced.
Yeah, they might.
We're filming early
They might
in the
have Drew Lar. I think with or without, it won't matter. It's because I don't think, obviously, they don't have Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Drew Lar's not. It's his second year. He's not even close. Dylan Gabriel's a vet. He knows how to be in big games. Drew Lar hasn't.
He's 29 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I still think exactly. It's ridiculous. But Drew Lar's a stud. I think we just need to guard Tyler Warren pretty much. It's their only player. Big tight end on Penn State. It does everything. Their run game is super slow. Our defense should be able to strap down. We looked terrible against Nebraska last week. All Ryan Day's fault as a whole.
that
Just
was
terribly
a weird
coached.
game.
Terribly prepped after a bye, too. Everything about it was absolutely terrible. So
It's Ryan Day.
no, Ryan Day, goated. But this is
Facts.
going to be a non-Ryan Day discussion because he's not going to be put in positions this time to make those terrible decisions. I think Ohio State dominates. I think it'll be an under game, but we dominate the entire game. Never leave our foot off the gas pedal. Will Howard now has that breath of holy shit to play in a different
been in a big
stadium.
game
He
before.
understands it. He actually hasn't played bad all year. I think he's been doing great. So I'm not worried at all. I think the cover is easy. Ohio State should win this game for sure. We should never be down. I think we'll come out, score, and I don't think we'll be down for the rest of the game.
Well, that gives me confidence because I was all over Ohio State last time, and you were, I think, maybe the only one up here
Yeah.
who said,
Terrified.
put your foot on the
pump
put
the
your foot on the
brakes,
brakes a little bit. Ryan Day does this stuff.
Yeah.
I've been saying all year, on Ohio State, first off, I've been kind of right and wrong. I've been back and forth. I think they are extremely high-powered, but they're definitely limited by coaching and play calling.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think that Oregon game was terribly mismanaged. They also ran really bad in a few spots, like the onside kick that wasn't an onside kick. There's a couple of things I think go slightly differently. We're not even talking about that game because they just win. So I like the way they played in that spot, actually. But I've been saying all season that Penn State really, really isn't that good. Yeah. And they keep just kind of escaping because their schedule is really not difficult compared to, on Ohio State schedule, for example. They do not have to play 2 top 5 road games. That's just not a thing on their schedule. Their only hard game, they get a home game. So I don't think Penn State's very good. I don't think their defense is fantastic. It's definitely the best aspect of their team. But Ohio State's offense is significantly higher powered than the defense of Penn State.
Should be.
I think they don't have problems scoring at all. And this being a morning game doesn't really make me worried about home field advantage. Because a Penn State
it's a
night
little
game,
better.
if they were to do a wide out, there
yeah.
could be a little something going on. It's a noon game. Those just feel different. I know from, when I used to be in Clemson, they'd put our big games at noon. It felt different than a night game. A night game, you're juiced up all day.
Yeah.
Lights are down. Fireworks are going off. Everyone, it's a different type of environment. So
For sure.
I don't even think it's really a home game. I think Ohio State is one of the easiest picks of the year. I almost more locked them. I was very close to, and I was just not going to talk about it. Or I guess I already given out the pick since we did that episode yesterday. But this is one of my favorite plays of the week. I really think they blow them out this time.
Yeah, this one on paper is actually really similar to the Ohio State-Oregon game, and what I mean by that is in terms of stats. I mean, Ohio State is still, number 6 in the nation for offense and number 2 in the nation for defense.
It's not bad.
Whereas Penn State is number 27 on offense and number 7 on defense. So, I mean, similarly, there is just lopsidedness on paper, but the Nebraska game really, really worried me last week. And I think what I've realized is Ryan Day has a tendency to where he demands balance on his offense. And what I mean by that is that he doesn't necessarily care about what's actually working for his team in the moment. He simply just wants to mix it up and try to, quote unquote, like have an offense so balanced that it's hard to play against or strategize against versus, again, just if Will Howard is dealing, let him deal. Funny enough, I actually came to this conclusion because I thought the same way as Sark. But that's a different conversation.
You love bringing it back to Texas.
It's always
No, I'm
back
sorry.
to
I'm
Texas.
sorry. I'm sorry.
He's a wizard.
I
The
didn't-
way he weaves,
No,
the way he weaves and brings it back to Texas.
Watch the weave. Follow me now. No, we'll be talking
You
like
don't know
NBA
about
playoffs, and he goes, "This reminds me of Week 4, Texas."
You don't know the weave like I know the weave. It's not. It's for very intelligent people. But yeah, because of that reason, because Penn State is at home, and I think the home field advantage is actually going to play some weight here. I agree. It's not a night game. It's not going to have the same weight, but it's still a home game
You're
in
doing
a
this,
Big
aren't
Ten
you?
conference. I'm going to go with the Nittany Lions
Classic
because
Mike.
There
His
you
favorite
go.
team.
just because it's over a field goal. If it were under a field goal, I would 100% choose Ohio
It's also
State.
your favorite team.
I just think it's too much. I think it's too
We
many
got it. Okay.
points, and I think that Ryan Day has an opportunity to
Hey.
screw it up.
I'll tell you what though. I'm not on Penn State, but if you look, Ryan Day is 2-7 against top 5 teams in his career. So if you think Penn State's actually a top 5 team, like they're ranked, that's maybe not the worst side. Although I am heavy on Ohio State here. Mario, round us out. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, this game is a little interesting because I'm similar to you. I have not been a believer in Penn State all year. And I was, I think, a little bit more bullish on Ohio State going into the season than maybe you were. I just, you pretty much summed it up perfectly. They're a very high-powered team offensively and defensively, but they're kind of limited with their coaching and play calling. That kind of holds them back. I still think Ohio State, obviously more talented team, but they've looked a little shaky. Obviously that that loss against Oregon, where they just totally mismanaged that last drive, and then they followed that up off a bye week with that Nebraska game, which I really didn't see
That
how
was very disappointing.
that would even be close.
Ryan Day, he prepares for the fourth
It was
quarter.
a 25 point spread.
He prepares for the fourth quarter. That's what he does.
And I was like, wow, this makes that really scared me. And then so seeing all of that, and then them being on the road and still a 4.5 point
3.5.
favorite, or 3.5 point favorite, I think it still tells you like bettors still really like Ohio State in this spot. So I'm not super bullish on it, but I'm gonna go Ohio State minus 3.5. I think I just don't see how I can get away from it.
You
Yeah.
can't.
I want to switch and make this consensus.
No.
You
No.
stick with your
He
team.
definitely doesn't want you on that
Stick
side
with
of the
your
line.
team.
Last time it was consensus Ohio State.
I
no,
think
no.
rightfully
defense
there's some concern because the weird trend with college football this year is teams that like have a bad week, they don't follow it up the next week with like a good performance.
No, they've been
like
pretty-
like all season, like when teams like good teams have like had a struggle against like some weird non-ranked team, they follow up the next week
Miami.
with like Miami's perfect
Miami's a great
example.
It's a ramp back up to being like where they.
or down if you're talking about Texas.
God, you're a real
Yeah.
piece of hijo.
How does
de
it get
puta
back to
madre.
Texas?
A ramp either direction.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Mike's
So-
a big ramp guy.
I don't know. It could be another close game.
It could be. Yeah, I definitely think it's probably a good thing. We're not at least all of us aren't just consensus. They should blow them out by 1 million because last time that happened.
No, I love it.
lost
As a
outright.
switch, I'm the only one. I'm locked in. They're gonna beat the brakes.
I love
Not
it.
beat the brakes, but they'll easily win the whole game.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you have a message for Ryan Day, say it now before we close out.
Ryan Day, look at me right now.
Look at him.
No matter what I say or do, I still want you fired off this team by the end of the year. But
What if he wins by 35?
Hey, let him talk.
if any relative is sick, make sure to take care of them on Saturday. Go home. Don't have to go to the game. And families first. Take care of them. We'll take over. The fans will take over
Let
for the
Chip
game.
take
Wait.
over.
Yeah, let me take over for the game. Just take care of your family.
this a
Don't call
foreshadow?
any plays and let Ohio State run. Let Will Howard audible every single play for the entire game. I don't want any offensive play calls from Chip Kelly or Ryan Day. And then the defense blitz every single play
play.
blitz. 6 or more blitzing every play.
Yeah.
I
Six
like
or
it.
more.
There you have
Is
it.
this
Well,
a foreshadowing of what's going to happen to
No,
his
not you,
family?
Mike. I don't ask
no,
people to get
Mike,
shot.
come on. There we go. But yeah, this game is going to be absolutely electric. Saturday morning, so if you're watching this on Friday when it's coming out, get ready. Wake up early Saturday.
Hammer Ohio State.
Yeah.
Sat morn.
Hammer Ohio State. Go Buckeyes. We'll see what happens.
Badge!